works.
Every review of a Chevy goes, this actually isn't too bad.
We shouldn't be mean about these.
And then the very next car we review, we go, oh wow, this is so much better than that GM product in every way. And then Chris goes, yeah, but I wish it had a V6 and a 20-speed automatic transmission. And that's Daily Motor. Hey everybody, it's Charlie and Chris with Daily Motor, and today we're driving the 2022 Hyundai Santa Fe H-Track HTRAC plug-in. It means it's the plug-in hybrid powertrain, and I'm actually a little excited about this car because I think this is a smart size vehicle for many people who would be fine with a compact crossover but feel like they need just a little bit more. Because it's not quite a mid-size crossover. It doesn't have 3 rows. It's not like a Palisade or an Explorer or something like that.
Yep.
But it's just a little bit larger to have a little bit extra space in the trunk for things. I will say this is a bit of a tall load surface.
Compartments.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, a plug-in hybrid. If you didn't get the plug-in hybrid, which we'll talk about more throughout the review, you'd have more.
You could probably fit a couple of things in here to prevent them from rolling around.
Sex toys?
Grocery store. Okay. I was going to say groceries, but, everyone's got
well, the type of people who buy Santa Fe, Santa Fe's, they have a lot of sex toys.
Really?
Yeah.
Who told you that?
It's just science.
Okay.
One thing I do like, power folding. Well, that's good.
That always happens. You ever have you ever been shooting a winding road video and you go to...
Has this ever happened to you?
And you go to just fold the second row down and you're like, you have to restart.
Oh, I don't restart. I want to show that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I usually restart.
It's a very black interior. Also, I don't think people are going to be able to see very well in here because of the contrasting lighting.
Oh, here.
Or are you going to illuminate us? Good. Well, illuminate that. Ah, yes. Much light. All right, so you can recline the seat.
I'll sit back there. You can give them a visual.
How about you pull the car out? Let's do that.
I thought you wanted to leave the car right here.
Well, now we can't see anything. So I will unplug the car. You can see it's plugged into
I don't want to hit my very valuable M car that's over here.
Grizzly Charger. It's
at 66% spooky. That scared the crap out of me.
Go 66%, you say?
Yeah, spooky for Halloween.
I don't think Chris realizes that you have to have 3 sixes for it to be spooky, but that sound is pretty spooky. That's the sound letting you know that it is in reverse. Got some cool, relatively aerodynamic looking wheels, some brushed silver chrome cladding. Wow, that is loud. That's almost as loud as the seatbelt warning chime on the Subaru WRX. Thank you.
Horn test.
Ah, it works. Okay, can you take it out of reverse, please? Terrible noise.
Where's the parking brake?
Real metal Santa Fe kick plate there. That's pretty nice. We'll just leave you in the driver's seat, and I'll check out the rear here.
Okay.
This passenger seat is all the way back, and here's what you get with a larger 2-row vehicle like this: is a ton of knee room. You've got tons of leg room, even with this seat being all the way back. You can see how much more room there is for Chris's seat at a 5'10" driving position. And so it's surprising that even when you fold these seats down, they still hit the back of this. It's a bit frustrating. Thank you, Chris, for illuminating this a little more.
You're welcome.
But if I am chilly back here, which I am, I could engage these 2-stage heated seats.
And your sunshades as well.
Yes, that's true. I can do this. Keep my baby from being blasted with sun.
Compartment here.
That is good. You got a place to put your elbows. Comfy elbows are important here. Lots of recline. I can get very comfortable here. Lots of room to recline. Air vents and 2 USB-A ports, as well as a 150-watt AC wall-style outlet there. Nice panoramic roof and a pretty cool headliner. It's like a darker material. It feels very nice, too.
It is, yeah. Would you care for a sanitary wipe, sir?
Maybe after the review.
Okay.
You don't need to see the engine because this car simply runs on Korean fairy dust. No need for gasoline.
Why Korean fairy dust?
Because it's a Korean car. You got it locally sourced,
Oh, okay, I see.
You got heated and cooled seats, and I want to point out, this is an actually legitimate journalist observation.
Oh, good.
I really appreciate all of these buttons. Now, it might look a little bit overwhelming to you initially. However, physical controls for everything. And here's a great example. Today, I was pulling into the garage there in order to plug it in. And I wanted to make sure that I wasn't about to hit. Wait, you need to put it in park first so that we can demonstrate this.
Oh my God.
I wanted to come in and I didn't want to hit anything. So as I was in drive, I just reached down and pressed that button, and the camera came up.
You don't have to.
I didn't have to go
Click
in there
and find it and do all of the stuff. Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah, and then at a different point, I wanted to go into sport mode, and it was just simply right there, very straightforward. Didn't have to wait 2 seconds for some screen to show up there and then continue to turn the knob. Yeah. Like a Ford product. Nope, it just came right up there. Very easy and straightforward. All this is very, again, easy and straightforward. That's going to have to be the thumbnail text for this car.
Easy and straightforward.
Easy and straightforward.
Yeah.
All right, now you may reverse.
Can I back up? Are you going to slam me into park?
Just neutral. You think that's a safer place to be? Oh, great! This car has the white gauges.
This is how you back up without going.
Yeah. Daily Motor top tip: if you own a Hyundai or Kia
we're doing it fine.
Electric vehicle and you don't want to hear the annoyingly loud sound in reverse, just use neutral. Hopefully you don't have a driveway that's slanted down toward your garage.
Does this have a DCT that also shifts the electric motor?
I think it does. I think it's a 6-speed DCT.
Yeah, but it sits behind the electric motor.
Yeah.
Which means you can still feel it changing gear even when you're in electric mode. Yep. Which is kind of a weird sensation.
It's very weird.
That's what I've always taken from these Hyundai plug-in hybrids.
It's another example of why CVTs are better.
No.
It's just a 6-speed automatic. I don't think it's a DCT.
Oh, it's not a DCT. Okay, well, either way. It still has gears.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have hill descent control. Downhill brake control. That's what they call it. Does nothing. I'm going to use all my range.
Oh, well, take me out of EV mode then.
Oh, pleasant. How many miles do we have at 66%? 18. Well, you can do a little bit more driving like this.
Well, just put it in sport mode. I'll try sport. Although technically that probably doesn't put me in.
No, it does actually. As soon as you get on the gas, it'll start the motor. When we rocket away from the stop sign. Actually, that was properly quick.
That was like half throttle. Oh, the key's on the dash.
Don't hit the gas too hard. It'll come by and whack you in the face.
What motor is in this?
I believe it's the 1.6 liter.
Turbo?
Yes. 1.6 liter Smart Stream turbocharged gasoline direct injection 4-cylinder plug-in hybrid engine.
That's a lot of words.
Yes.
Okay, hopefully it's got some kick here. Oh. Come on, car. Yeah.
Kind of sounds good. Hyundai's 1.6 is a very good powertrain.
Yeah, 1.6 is rally spec. Yeah. Right, nice to see here. Cameras on the cluster when you put your turn signal on. But you don't like that feature.
No, I think that's overhyped.
I think it's kind of neat.
Yeah, I know. It's a gimmick. Koreans are very good at gimmicks.
Oh.
You know how good a car is based on how many sex noises Chris and I make while we're driving it. This is kind of a fun material. It's like a smooth carbon fiber, like a shiny.
Yeah, I think it's just plastic.
I think it's
painted.
Yeah, I'm sure it's plastic too. I seem to have made a monster out of Chris. He likes to drive the basic cars.
I drive the fast cars slow. What are you looking back for?
Yeah, it's a Tanla Sabre.
Oh. Why did I even ask? I should have known.
Oh, it has one of the wireless device chargers that you can stick your phone into.
So that was one of my favorite things when I was road tripping one of these. Is it was an easy access for your phone to have in there.
You know how I complain often about cars not having places to put things?
Yeah.
This car has a place to put things. You can put things here, and
just complained about that on the RAV4.
No, but feel this. This one's very grippy.
Oh, it is grippy.
Yeah. You also have a place to put things here, and that's grippy as well. Chris is trying to get some lift off oversteer. Key there. You can also put things in the door, but that's
we got an F-150 with lights on its bumper.
That's a very safe sign there.
Yeah.
We also have handles here, even one for the driver. Do we have extendable boys? Yes, we do.
Oh,
does it go all the way? It does. See, Santa Fe, passing a lot of the Charlie Petty tests.
Yeah.
No sunglasses holder, though.
I feel like this is like a material that you'd see on a really nice couch at IKEA.
Yeah, that's a very good way to put it. It's a nice shaped steering wheel, too.
Yeah,
very straightforward.
simple.
We do have the excellent Hyundai lane keeping in this.
This car feels kind of old.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
No, I was just an observation.
Okay.
And I don't think it feels old in the grand scheme of things, but I think it feels old as a Hyundai. Like, I think it feels like it's a 2019.
Yeah, well, the center...
That's okay, though.
Center
yeah, I think it's
doesn't
just
help
kind of
that.
some of the things in here, but
Yeah.
certainly isn't a bad thing. Oh, we've got Harman Kardon in this car.
Yeah?
Have you tested the Harman Kardon in
I
this?
have. But I'll be doing it again
For DM Sound.
DM Sound.
What is it, a C? B?
Probably a B.
Oh, sorry, 45.
Middle of the road. This car is going to be heavier than your standard Santa Fe and Santa Fe hybrids. You might feel that weight a bit if you're tossing it the way Chris has been.
Okay, we're going to let Charlie get behind the wheel.
I don't know whether it would be more infuriating for you to have the heated seat on or the cooled seat, so I'm just not going to do either.
I was going to say I was going to get maybe the cooled seat for you, and then I was curious to see if maybe you could do them both at the same time. Oh, no, okay.
It simply disables them.
I think the heated seat would piss me off more right now because I'm a little bit hot.
Well, it's already on.
Yeah, I was
so
going to say
leave
your
it there.
side's already on.
The biggest problem with the Santa Fe is remembering which Southwestern American car you own.
Oh, yeah, because there's Santa Fe, Santa Cruz, Tucson.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do any other ones?
Rio, but that's Brazil. What does this do? Oh, you've got thigh support.
Oh, thank you.
Adjustable thigh
Thank you
support. Quite
for this as well.
good. Ah, yeah.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Leave it alone, Chris.
Yeah, I'm going to leave it in here.
Leave it be. Wait, let's do the if you choose to drive without your seatbelt test. Okay, so now you come to a stop. You say, "Oh, I'm sorry. I just needed to move the car out of my driveway." It will never stop.
That's a shame.
Yep. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna do something. Get back in my car. They're really cross that you try driving without a seatbelt. Can we go on the off-road section and try out the locking diff?
No, we should not do that.
Just try it here then.
I don't think it's a locking dip. I think it's just an all-wheel drive lock.
As in, like, it makes it 50-50?
Yeah.
Oh.
I doubt that's a diff lock.
I thought it was like some fake center diff lock deal.
No, I don't think so.
I'm going to drive. No, I'm not going to. At least in this car, it defaults to eco mode, and that shows the nice, pleasant, easy on your eyes gauges. Oh, can we try? Let me see what sort of sounds of nature we have in this. If it's got the new ones or the old ones.
Yeah, the way to know is the village, Snowy Village. You gotta scroll down.
I think it's the new ones. I can tell from that first one too.
It just sounds so much worse now.
It's the new one, yeah.
Why did they make Snowy Village so much worse?
Because they wanted to get rid of the creepy child laughter in it.
Yeah, but then why did they make it sound like robots?
That's a good point. Someone is coming up on me, which is impressive considering I'm going 50 miles per hour. What are they in? Is that a Malibu?
It's probably an Altima, fastest car in the world. Oh, it's a Passat. Oh, wow, they're hauling.
I know. Would that make
They're like borderline understeering around that corner.
Would that make a rental Altima the fastest car in the world?
Yes.
Okay.
Rental Nissan Altima, fastest car in the entire world.
Carbon fiber gauges. I'm going to downshift into the... Oh, I don't want to take out this navigator. Well, I probably could have beaten him. It won't let me go into first.
He's distracted by all the wood on his steering wheel and on his dash.
Are you saying he has wood?
Yeah.
Speedy.
Have you looked at the Monroney yet?
The what?
Have you looked at the piece of paper in the glove box that tells us the options and the price of the car?
No, I have not.
Would you like to guess how much this costs?
I would.
Okay.
I'm going to say 30 $38,000. And then if you say, yes, you're right, I'm going to go, wow, that's a really good deal.
How much?
38?
No.
Yeah, way too low, probably.
Way too low.
Yeah. Okay. 44.
Well, it's still low.
47?
Yes. 46,780.
Well, then, so here's the question. Why does somebody get a RAV4 Prime when you could have this?
Yeah, because this is larger and like $5,000 cheaper.
Yeah. Larger, cheaper, nicer to be in inside. This is much classier. You still have all the same features: heated, cooled seats, surround sound camera,
It's less chunky.
camera, less chunky, more svelte, more stylish, I think.
Where do they build these?
Probably Korea. The plug-in hybrids, yeah, probably Korea.
They build them in Ulsan, Korea.
Yeah.
Engine, Korea. Transmission, Korea. Major source of foreign parts content, Korea, 85%.
This is a problem with these cars, is that they beep at you. Although it's not just these, it's most cars with blind spot monitoring.
Yeah. I was scared of the Traverse RS with side.
I don't blame it. I really don't blame this car at all. In fact, if I could have a feature in my car that was
Anti-traverse.
Traverse avoidant feature.
Yeah, and Equinox too.
Yeah, GM product avoidance maneuver. That would be something I'd pay extra for. Why do we question why General Motors doesn't give us 4 stars?
They do.
Yeah, I know.
And we quite like them, actually. Because I liked the Traverse.
Every review of a Chevy goes, this actually isn't too bad.
We shouldn't be so mean about these.
And then the very next car we review, we go, oh wow, this is so much better than that GM product in every way. And then Chris goes, yeah, but I wish it had a V6 and a 20-speed automatic transmission. And that's Daily Motor. Any handbrake? No.
I'm bracing myself.
How's the turning radius? Actually, quite good.
What was I looking for on here? Oh, I was trying to find safety, but I don't think safety's on here. Oh, government 5-star. Oh, they haven't crashed it yet.
Oh, we could do that for them.
I was going to say, why don't we try that?
You're welcome, Hyundai. We'll be spending actually quite a bit of time in this car because Chris will be driving it a few hours on the highway out to Gingerman Raceway, where we will not be tracking it, but I will be taking it afterward to drive it for a few hours around the state of Michigan, and we'll report back to you next Monday on how much we like or don't like it. I like this button. Ooh, you can be an expert at voice recognition.
I don't think that's...
That is what it is. Because beginners have to have the voice like talk
I see,
to them.
Right.
Expert,
it
just
an expert.
Yeah.
So we're beginners then? Oh,
Not anymore.
Expert mode.
We are wrapping up a very pleasant week with the Hyundai Santa Fe, and I think this car is going to go down under the biggest surprises category at the end of the year, the Daily Motor Vehicle Awards for 2022, because it's just so nice to get into kind of a larger, mid-sized, compact crossover like this and not just feel totally blasé about it like we do with so many of these cars. Essentially, if it's not a Mazda, Chris and I have to be like, okay, what are we going to say about this crossover and how are we not going to just be totally boring about it? I genuinely enjoyed my time with this car.
I did too, because like you said, it's almost that surprise factor that gets you. Is you get in it, you're driving it down the highway, and you're like, oh wow, this has a really good sound system. And then you look down and you're like, oh wow, I know how to use everything. And you're like, oh wow, it has quilted leather seats and a really clever looking different headliner and a full panoramic moonroof. And I actually quite enjoyed driving it, and it isn't terrible.
Honestly, the leather on here feels better than the leather on the Cadillac CT4V Blackwing that we had this week. And I know we're being tailed by another Hyundai product here.
Veloster N.
Everything just works in this car. It's one of the few new cars that I would highly recommend to my mother because it's just all right there, and it's just all common sense, functional. I love this, admittedly, slightly busy button arrangement. Here's a perfectly good example. I got in the car today, we were driving to the office, and I saw that it was the top of the hour and NPR News was going to be playing. One button press right here took me to the radio. All of a sudden, FM was on.
You listen to NPR?
I do listen to NPR. Yeah, doesn't that seem pretty on brand for me?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. And then I was able to use this rotary knob and just quickly get right to the radio station I need to. Is a very straightforward 2-button quick press, and I was there. If we were driving a new BMW X3 or something like that, I'd have to swipe through a screen, click on something else, wait for it to load, and then find the sources, click on that, and the whole time I'd be screwing around with the screen trying to make it happen. This, very straightforward, very simple, on the very first time I needed to use it.
I do usually give you an honorable mention in my infotainment reviews when there's a tune knob.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Because I know how passionate you are about radio buttons and tune knobs.
Yeah,
especially for in reach of passengers.
Here's another great example. First day, heated steering wheel. Look down, bloop, right there.
Yep.
Like it wasn't like, where is it? It's in the climate screen of the infotainment or something. No. Drive modes. Again, we talk about how someone driving this car is never going to use drive modes, but should you want to switch, there you go.
You should have sport.
Done. Oh, you're right, I should, because this is how Santa Fe drivers are going to drive. Paddle shift down.
With a real transmission, actually. Usually hybrids have CVTs. Oh, this is coming in hot. You even got the rear wheels squealing there.
Did you notice there's a little bit of extra wind noise from the mirrors?
Yeah, so I got in this on whatever day we got back from California. It was waiting for me at the airport. I was driving down the highway and I was like, dang it, I left the door open. I was like, this door, there's no way this door isn't open. But I didn't notice that earlier this week. And I only noticed it in the second half of my time with the car. So kind of strange. But to be fair, I don't think I drove it much on the highway in the first day that I had it. But yeah, I don't know what that's about. It's almost like there's like maybe a trim piece that's popped up over there or something.
Maybe, or it's one of those things where the rest of the car is so quiet that when there is a specific sound like that that isn't equally quiet, it jumps out at you. Because this powertrain is actually really refined. I like this engine, and I like the fact that unless you really get on it, like we're still barely hearing the engine.
Yeah, it's a very quiet powertrain.
Yeah.
You know what else is telling about this car is Emily got in it the other day and immediately went to the build configurator because she was like, I really like this car. I was like, it's too big. Like, I don't think that it would be right for you. But just the fact that she, was kind of wowed enough by it.
Yeah.
She just like pulled up and she built one, and she just built a regular hybrid, and it was like $42,000 or something.
Not only that, but you could get the calligraphy model of this, not in plug-in hybrid form, but in normal form, and it would be very, very nice inside. I mean, the Hyundai calligraphy models really do have a wow factor to them. Yeah. Also, I took that heave back there at 50, and we survived. Oh. I mean, usually we try to hit that at 45, and it's a bit butt puckering.
Yeah, no, it's a nice ride in this car.
Yeah, it rides well. The steering is a nice weight. A lot of things that really just work well and make sense in this car.
Did you have the issue with the headlight at all? It
was the taillight for me.
No.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, right.
There's got to be some sort of weird wiring thing going on with this car.
Yes, we should point that out. Can you explain to the viewers how with the situation you ran into this week and how you handled it?
So I was finishing up the Winding Road night drive, and I may have still been recording. If I am, we'll put the clip in. I don't think I was, but I finished up the Winding Road night drive. I shut the car off, and the car's dinging at me, and it's like front right LED headlight, like needs service or whatever. So I get out.
Needs attention.
Needs attention. So I get out, and sure enough, the headlight's out. So I hit the headlight, and I came back in here and started the car, and then it worked. And the air was gone. The Fonz is what they call that, right? Because he like hits the dryer or whatever.
Yep. The Chrysler Santa Fe. No.
Did you punch the taillight?
I didn't.
Oh, okay.
But when we got going down the road coming back from the track day yesterday, and it said right rear taillight wasn't working or blinker or whatever.
That's so weird.
And then now it seems to be fine. I did nothing.
So a couple different light
electrical
errors.
gremlins. Yeah. Let's swap places, then we can talk about the things we don't like about this model that we've had. Like and why you shouldn't buy this
having
one.
to punch the lights when they...
Yes, aside from that. Oh boy. Bit windy today. We have gotten it dirty, which shows that we actually used it.
Yeah.
Don't believe all YouTube car reviewers because they don't all drive their cars.
That's right. See, Charlie likes this whole realism factor because it shows that we've actually spent time in it. I quite appreciate this. And did we show this in the intro?
I believe we did.
This is great because it's for groceries.
It is.
And it's so that someone like me who gets stabby when my groceries are rolling around in the back of the car, similar to how when you're hot during a fuel economy test, that's how I feel when stuff's rolling around in the back of the car. So this is like the most ideal setup ever for an SUV.
To get that with a plug-in hybrid is actually pretty impressive.
Well, because this is useless.
Yeah.
Well, this is useless.
Yeah.
So you have this. It's a little far to lean in, but I'm willing to lean in a little
Yes.
further to have my things not roll around.
I will point out that the lift height is a little high.
It is slightly
if
high.
Someone like Emily or
Have
Alyssa
a-
were trying to load
some
things in
trouble,
here.
yeah.
A little bit more difficult. But I appreciate that as well.
And I like this. I know that, we'll get to the whole plug-in factor later, but I always find that these little pouches that the charge cable's in are impossible to navigate, to get the charger cable out and to put it back in. But I had no problem with this one.
It's sized well enough.
It's sized well, it's plenty big, and it Velcros anywhere you want back here.
A little bit more elegant than the Leaf that simply had a clicker, like a carabiner to slap on there, and then it rattled around.
Yeah.
And you can fold the second row seats from right here, which I think is pretty nifty. They don't go all the way down, but it is an option.
If you've had normal-sized humans in the front, they don't go all the way down.
Right. All right. So I think the Santa Fe really has a lot going for it. I think it's a good size for a lot of different people, but I don't think the plug-in hybrid is the right move, and I'll explain a few aspects why. First things first. This is not a plug-in hybrid the same way the RAV4 Prime is a plug-in hybrid, for example, or the Volvo T8 powertrains, because those vehicles are designed such that you can drive them as a 100% electric vehicle for the period of time while you still have charge in the car. You can get in a RAV4 Prime in electric mode, hammer the accelerator to the floor, and it'll take off at a reasonable rate of speed and will not engage the gasoline motor. On top of that, you could create heat or electricity or air conditioning with the electricity only. You cannot do this in this car. If this were charged up to 100% and Chris were to hammer to the accelerator in any of the modes, the engine will kick on. It needs the gasoline motor to propel it at safe speeds. Furthermore, if the engine needs to create heat, if the car needs to create heat, it's going to engage the motor to do that. So it's not a true electric vehicle in plug-in hybrid mode. So the idea is that you're going to plug in the car and use that to sort of supplement your normal gasoline driving. But the misleading thing that Hyundai does is they give you a mile per gallon figure that's based on electricity only. So for a great example, Chris drove out to the raceway this weekend. We did about 150 miles or so, and you would charge the vehicle all the way up, and you got out there and said, I got about 32 miles per gallon or so, give or take. The problem is, that's a misleading number, because it's acting as though you got that electricity for free. Because if you compare that 32 mile per gallon figure to, say, a Honda Civic, and what's a car that would get 32 miles per gallon on gasoline only? Maybe like a normal RAV4?
Veloster N.
A Veloster N. So a Veloster N gets 32 miles per gallon, and this gets 32 miles per gallon with a full charge. That's not the same 32 miles per gallon, because one used entirely gasoline and you paid for that whole thing. The other used some gasoline and some electricity, and it's acting as though you got that electricity for free, but you didn't. So it's a misleading figure, and I explained it a little bit more in the fuel economy test of this car, but I don't appreciate how Hyundai does that. Furthermore, it costs roughly $5,000 to $6,000 more for a comparable plug-in hybrid Santa Fe than it would for a normal just hybrid Santa Fe, a vehicle that you drove all the way to Chicago and back, got good fuel economy, above 30 miles per gallon, equally nice to drive, everything about this you get with that, but you don't have to worry about plugging it in, and you don't have to pay that extra $5,000. And we did the math, and if you say saved about 8 cents per mile driving on electricity only than you would for gasoline, which is about the case for the average user here in, say, the Midwest or so, it would take you 62,000 miles of electric-only driving in this car to offset the cost of the plug-in hybrid model. That would be if you drove every single day and depleted your entire electric battery range in this car, and you drove 365 days a year. It would take you nearly 6 years of driving every single day and using all of your electric power to offset the cost of this plug-in hybrid model. Now, it might be totally different for you if you, say, got free electricity at your house, free charging at work, something like that. Then it might make a little bit more sense for you. But for someone who's paying to get electricity, electricity doesn't just come for free. You still have to pay your utility company for it. For someone getting that sort of electricity, it just doesn't make sense for you to pay that much more to get the plug-in hybrid aspect. It's not like the RAV4 Prime where it's a much more enjoyable driving experience because it's very fast or anything like that. It's not a full EV. Just get the hybrid, honestly.
I'm not gonna. Okay.
It would have been better if she gave us the kind little wave.
She said sorry.
Okay. All right. So it's okay. That's okay.
Oh,
You're forgiven.
Sometimes you just.
If that happens,
It's
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you just gotta give people space and let them do their thing. But good
Yes.
explanation there. Very insightful. And I agree with you.
Good.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice.
Okay.
Verdict is Santa Fe, very good car.
Yes.
Santa Fe plug-in, no.
Nope.
No. It's not the best plug-in, and it's not the best Santa Fe. So don't buy it.
But buy a regular Santa Fe.
Buy a regular Santa
for
Fe.
like $8,000 less than this car.
Daily Motor top tip. If you do a lot of highway driving, get the normal gas Santa Fe. If you do a lot of city driving, get the hybrid Santa Fe. And if you're a hippie, get the plug-in hybrid Santa Fe. Is that fair?
Yeah. That's fair. You can pull my sleeves down to get outside.
Is there anything else we need to... Oh! I did have a minor Charlie complaint.
Uh-oh.
You cannot turn off the center screen. And you would think you can, because if you go to setup...
I was going to say,
there's a very
option.
nice display off now.
Oh! Hold on. Hold on, though. There is a setting in here to change that. You have to go... I know I saw this. I filmed an infotainment video on this display.
Oh, there you go. All right, thank you, Chris. So, hey, no longer a complaint. Yeah, that is truly off, and I think the light itself is even off, because when I was driving at night last night, Alyssa and I were just chatting, and we didn't want anything here. I just wanted it gone. Yeah. One thing you cannot entirely remedy, though, is if you want to drive in smart mode, you get your eyeballs blasted, and that's not a problem just to the Santa Fe. That's pretty much all Hyundai products.
Yes, but we told the Hyundai engineers to change that.
Yes, so expect in
now they're
2024 Hyundais will stop having that.
Yeah, well, they've already started not having it.
Yeah,
we
what
saw
car
that
was
in
that?
the Palisade XRT and
You're
the
right.
Kia Niro.
Yeah, so Hyundai Kia
They're listening
they
to
did
Daily
listen
Motor.
to our advice, and they're removing that. So you're welcome,
I hate
viewers.
those gauges.
Yeah.
I think they look okay. Like,
They look
I don't
nice.
mind the way they look. I think they look pretty, but they're just so harsh on the eyes. I don't want to have them.
Well, here's the thing: is Hyundai Kia has been watching Daily Motor for a long time, and what they did is they inspired these gauges off my 2006 Chrysler Town & Country with its white gauge
Oh,
package.
I see.
They thought that's a very
Right.
classy vehicle. We should try to emulate that with our cars. So they put this in, but they didn't realize by having it entirely backlit on a screen, it would be too bright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Chrysler Santa Fe.
Lots of Chrysler.
Lots of Chrysler
things.
influence in this car. It's a shame that Stellantis can't build a car like this, because this is a good size vehicle.
No, they couldn't. They would have to. It would have to have doors from the 1990s, and it would have to you'd be able to have to start it with an Android phone.
Yeah.
You know, all that sort of stuff.
So, if you like vehicles that are a little bit larger than a Mazda CX-5, but not as large as a Mazda CX-9, and you don't mind hitting your lamps every now and then to make them work properly, buy yourself a Santa Fe. It's quite good.
Yes, we do quite like it.
I very much like this car.
We like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daily Motor Good Car Award.
Yeah.
That's going to wrap it up for us, Paris and Nicole, here at Daily Motor, and we will see you on the next one. We are Charlie and Chris with Daily Motor, and as always, hippie on.
That was a good one.
Thank you.